Noodles are cheap, tasty and unhealthy. They come in hundreds and hundreds of different varieties and flavors, and in my country, which is Bulgaria, they cost everywhere between 20 cents and $1.20. So let's see how are 1 billion noodles made every year. Also, a quick moment to tell you that you can request a video to react on via super chat, super thanks, or clicking the join button.
100 billion packs of instant noodles are consumed worldwide. That's nearly 13 packs for every person on the planet.
13 packs for every person on the planet. How many packs have you ate this week and how many packs have you ate this year? For me, the number is 0 this year, but the previous year I probably ate like 20.
But have you ever stopped while enjoying that comforting bowl of instant noodles to wonder how they got there?
No.
In reality, that humble block of noodles is the result of a fascinating production process. In instant noodle factories, a perfect choreography of cutting-edge machinery and artisanal skill.
What I care more is what are the ingredients of all of the tiny little spices in there.
Unfolds to create the quick and delicious food you enjoy. This fast and convenient food transforms from a dry block into a comforting soup in a matter of minutes. It was recognized as the greatest Japanese invention of the 20th century, and
Japanese, I always thought that they are Chinese invention. So this is the only thing that we were made to cook, led to cook at school when I was at a young age. Here in Bulgaria, at least in my school, they didn't teach us how to cook. So they only let us do this thing. And I was amazed because before that moment, I never knew about instant noodles.
It's not surprising, given that it has saved many students and busy individuals from hunger when time is scarce. The inventor of instant noodles, Momofuku Ando, was inspired to create this food after seeing people lining up for a bowl of ramen noodles during the post-war era in Japan.
Well, that is most definitely an easy to prepare and tasty food, but it's not nutritional. It's like 90% carbs.
Instant noodles were born.
100% carbs.
It all starts with the raw material, wheat flour. This is loaded into large industrial mixers that continuously process tons of flour per day. The flour is mixed with water and salt, creating an elastic and sturdy paste.
Where is the sugar?
Essential for the future noodles. This is a carefully calibrated process. The right balance of moisture is crucial for the noodles to maintain their shape and texture.
Get them moist.
After kneading, the dough is allowed to rest for a set period. This resting time allows the gluten to relax, making the dough more flexible. This helps make the following rolling and cutting process easier.
We're gonna get the gluten talk now.
Once the perfect dough is obtained, it goes through a series of rollers that flatten it to the desired thickness. The dough, initially thicker than your arm, is transformed into a thin sheet, thinner than rice paper. This process not only determines the final thickness of the noodles, but also contributes to their unique texture. Passing through the roll.
Speaking of the texture, I ate once noodles that were with expired. They have expired like 4 years ago, and I still ate them because I was thinking, what's gonna be so wrong with these noodles? The texture was so different that I could have felt it in my palatum durum, and it was, again, I like to say this word, it was disgusting.
Rollers helps develop the gluten in the flour, giving the noodles their characteristic elasticity. As the dough is repeatedly passed through the rollers, it is stretched and thinned until it reaches the right thickness for instant noodles. How clean are these
machines?
Once transformed into a thin sheet, the dough is directed to cutting machines, where it is cut into noodles.
So these little spiral thingies are the ones that make the noodles all noodly.
This process, although it may seem simple, is a turning point in the production of instant noodles. This is where the length and width of the noodles are.
I can't even figure out how is the shape being made from this roller.
Are defined. Each cutter is equipped with an array of blades that can be adjusted to produce noodles of various shapes and sizes.
A magic
is happening there. From the thin threads of ramen soup to the wider, flat noodles of pasta. Depending on the type of instant noodle being produced, the cutting machine can have different blade configurations to create specific shapes.
A quick note, these are not instant noodles. This is the perfect pasta, which here in Bulgaria we call everything macaroni or spaghetti. If any Italian is watching this video, you guys are crazy. Everything is macaroni and spaghetti. Don't get upset.
After cutting, the noodles are not yet ready for the soup. The noodles are separated and collected
Even
on
noodles
trays
are
or
spaghetti.
conveyors. At this stage, a starch coating is applied to the noodles to prevent them from sticking together. The noodles are initially too moist and tender for long-term pantry storage. To overcome this, the noodles undergo a steam cooking process,
here we begin.
during which they are exposed to high temperature.
Making the noodles as less nutritional as possible and as bad for the health as possible.
This step contributes to the development of their ultimate flavor and texture. Next,
But the
they
biggest
undergo
problem
a
are
quick
the
frying
spices, in my
process
opinion.
that removes moisture and makes them crispy, facilitating long-term storage. This rapid cooking process aims to stabilize the structure of the noodles and remove excess surface starch. After
already
pre-cooking, the
look
noodles are rinsed
ready
with
to
cold
be
water
eaten.
to stop the cooking process and reduce their temperature. This helps to maintain the right texture of the noodles and prevents them from becoming soggy. Once the noodles are rinsed and cooled, they are drained to remove excess water. The noodles are subjected to a drying process.
They look so ready to be eaten. How is this gonna get inside the package, dried up and ready to be cooked once again? So this is probably the secret why you can make these for only 3 minutes.
To remove the remaining moisture. This process
They're
can be
pre-made.
carried out through air drying or using controlled hot air. In the case of air drying, the noodles are placed in areas with good air circulation to allow moisture to evaporate gradually. During the drying process, temperature and time are carefully controlled to avoid overheating or inadequate drying of the noodles. The result is that familiar block of dry and compact noodles, ready to be revived with some hot water.
See, they are revived. It's like a plant that you haven't watered for days, you just water it and it feels like a rejuvenating juice is just coming in.
The interesting part of the process is the formation of the noodle blocks. After steaming and frying, the noodles are placed in molds that give them their characteristic square or circular shape, typical of the instant noodles we know. These steps make up
I've
only
only
half
seen
of the
them
journey that noodles go
squared.
through before reaching your bowl. Each step is meticulously designed to ensure that every package of noodles provides.
Just put the ketchup on these and sell them in people in India sell Maggi. We also have Maggi in Bulgaria. To my Indian friends, you guys are geniuses.
A consistent and delightful experience. But what happens after the noodles are dry and ready to be packaged? The answer lies in the toppings and seasonings that give each bowl of instant noodles its unique flavor and
Finally,
personality.
the cancer
While
part.
the noodle block remains essentially the same in each brand, it's the broth and seasonings that make each package different. Instant noodle broths can be very
Hundreds
diverse,
of flavors.
ranging from classic chicken broth to rich and spicy options.
I only eat them with chicken or with vegetables. I tried the spicy ones, never liked them.
Each broth
I
is
like
prepared
spicy.
separately in enormous kettles that can hold up to thousands of liters of soup at a time. Spices, aromatic ingredients, and proteins are slow cooked together, resulting in a rich
This green thing always puzzled me. What exactly is this?
and concentrated liquid that is later
Oh,
dehydrated
mushrooms.
and turned into powder. These dry seasonings not only add flavor, but also texture and color to the final soup, making each bowl a feast for the senses.
I really hope that this is non-chemical dry flavors, no chemicals added, because the aftertaste from the spaghetti, from the noodles, sometimes it's really bad, and it takes really long to freshen your breath, even when you clean your teeth, when you brush your teeth.
Once the broths and seasonings are ready, it's time to package them along with the noodles. The noodle blocks, powdered broth, and dry seasonings are placed together in individual packages. This not only keeps all the components together, but also ensures the freshness of the ingredients. Once packaged, the noodles are ready to be sent to stores around the world, waiting for the moment when someone...
Good. Now I want to eat noodles. Today in the shop there were discounted noodles for 50 cents each. Big packs, and I didn't buy.
adds hot water to bring them back to life. The design of instant noodle packaging is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also functional.
It is.
The inner aluminum foil.
Actually, they are so aesthetically pleasing that I want to buy every single flavor of them just because of the aesthetics of the package, and sometimes they are just literally the same inside. Just different packaging.
Keeps the noodles fresh and protected from light, moisture, and microorganisms. Some packages are designed to serve as a temporary bowl, allowing the preparation and consumption of noodles in the same...
Never buy those, they are extremely expensive, and part of the chemicals that make the plastic of this bowl are gonna get inside your food when you warm it up.
Same packaging to ensure that each package of instant noodles reaches you in perfect condition.
No, never. And that's a soup right there.
Rigorous quality controls.
You need to let them dry.
Undergo tests of strength, visual inspections, and most importantly, taste tests. A team of expert tasters test each batch of noodles and broths to ensure they meet the taste expectations. However,
the dream job. Expert taster of noodles.
Despite their convenience and popularity, it's also true that instant noodles have been criticized for their sodium levels and trans fat content.
Yes.
In this regard, the industry has worked to reduce salt content and eliminate trans fats from their products.
Have they done this?
Some brands have launched lines of noodles with lower sodium content, more fiber, and gluten-free versions.
I need to eat 2 packages of these to feel full a little bit, and I use the spices from only one, and yet again it's still super salty. They need to work on that.
Thus, instant noodles evolved to adapt to the changing needs and demands of consumers without giving up their essence of being a quick and easy to prepare meal.
All we want is just cheap and easy to make food that is tasty. Cancer-free, preferably. With this said, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.